witnessing any kind of violence through news channels, through social media, or even in person, especially when it involves one's community, can produce psychological effects, just like if you were there in person.
When something like this happens and it's recorded like this, and then it traumatizes more or less everybody who watches this, this has consequences. This is mental health consequences. It's decaying the mental health of the US population.
Witnessing someone die is a very significant event, of course. It's an awful thing to witness. And when you see death captured live in real time, as it were, definitely, it's a greater visual stress to witness.
These are shared cultural moments, right? I mean, they dominate the news cycles, and they become part of everybody's media diet.
What research shows is that, high levels of news consumption, especially when it's violent news, that's associated with increased emotional distress, with depressive symptoms, and even post-traumatic stress disorder.
But we have to distinguish between what is an appropriate degree of distress and what is something pathological. And that's the challenge over here. I think, any individual with a moral compass would be distressed by seeing someone die like this on television. Where it becomes problematic is when that stress and the distress doesn't go away, when it lingers.
So some people will decide to take action and speak out and do something. And some people will decide to internalize it, or maybe behave in all unhealthy behaviors. The goal is not to avoid the news. I mean, it is smart to stay informed about what goes on in the world, what goes on in our communities. The goal is to have intentional engagement.
You don't have to watch this multiple times to understand what's gone on. So I think, limiting your amount of screen time, I think, is very important. The other thing that's very important is that you need to keep the building blocks of your day-to-day life intact. So, you need to maintain all the good things in your life. So yes, you're looking at something terrible on the screen, but hopefully there are many good things in your life that are protective.
People feel this trauma individually, and they overcome it collectively, right? By feeling a community around them of people who have experienced this as well, and a community of people who collectively want to express agency.